These parents thought they could walk into court and lie their way out, but they weren't prepared for Judge Vaughn to be. One by one, their secrets were ripped apart as the judge exposed the shocking truth right in front of everyone. Watch as their entire plan falls apart in an instant.
All right, Mr. Clough.
Yes,
You're back, except today you're the petitioner. Looks like we found Mom.
Finally found her.
Okay, finally found her. What can I do for you today?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here to get some justice. I think it's time that I get back what I've been giving out.
What do you mean by that?
Money. I've been giving so much money and she hasn't even been here.
Right.
You know?
Well, before we really get started, are the kids in the car with the dog again today?
Kids aren't in the car, Your Honor. The dog got hit, so he's in a doggy wheelchair.
Okay.
So.
All right, everyone, brace yourselves for what's about to unfold in this courtroom. What starts as a routine child support hearing quickly turns into a dramatic confrontation between two parents with a complicated past. The father claims he has been raising their 5 children alone for months, working hard just to keep them insured and cared for. Meanwhile, the mother arrives with a completely different story and a very confident attitude. As the judge begins asking questions, the tension between them becomes impossible to ignore. And the big question now is simple but powerful. When the facts finally come out, who will the judge believe and who will be held accountable for these 5 children?
Back when you were here, they had a... Excuse me?
She just looking at me crazy.
I'll make it easier for you. You focus on me.
Right.
Don't focus. Excuse me.
Sorry, Judge.
Don't be sorry. Just don't do it. This is your first time here today. And if I remember correctly, you filed the lawsuit on him previously and had the audacity not to show up. So you definitely need to pipe down.
Okay. I chose money though.
Okay, well, you may have, and we're going to get into that and see how much money you probably are going to be paying on child support. But we want to. Oh my gosh.
You see? God don't like ugly.
Oh.
You know what? You talking about you?
God don't like ugly.
You know, this happens every now and then when the weather is bad outside.
No,
Things happen in court.
And that evil
the weather is bad
that she got.
outside.
You know what? Talk to the judge. Don't direct none over him.
Okay, what she just said is right. All right, but I'm not agreeing with you in the sense that, you know what I mean? Let me tell him to be quiet and talk to me only.
I got you,
all right,
Judge.
Mr. Clough, continue. So, as I was saying, it's been a few months. So the kids have been with you, looks like it's been about 7 or 8 months now.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So in this 7 or 8 months, has Mom been paying?
Been paying?
Well, no, that's not how this
hasn't,
works. That's not how this works.
She hasn't been paying.
All right.
She has not been paying.
Has she at least been visiting with the children?
She hasn't visited the children, but she visited that man in jail that she ran off with.
Oh, the one that was in the car that you really couldn't see?
Yeah.
The Cutlass. Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right.
He got arrested not too long after I saw you for the PPP loan. Is that correct?
No,
That's how she got that.
incorrect.
Right here, the judge starts focusing on the most important issue in family court, who has actually been taking care of the children. The father explains that the kids have been living with him for 7 to 8 months, and during that entire time, the mother hasn't been providing financial support or even visiting regularly. That's a huge factor in child support cases. Judges look closely at which parent is providing stability, housing, food, schooling, and health care. From the judge's reaction, you can already tell she's paying close attention to these details because they will heavily influence the final decision. But the real tension is about to build once the mother begins explaining her side of the story.
Okay, Ms. Daniels.
Yes, Judge. Sorry.
Excuse me.
Judge, I'm sorry.
Are you here to be pretty, or are you here to tell me your side of the story as to why you shouldn't pay child support today?
A little bit of both, Judge. But I'm
not interested in whether you're pretty or not. That has nothing to do with my ruling. You understand it, right?
I do, Judge.
All right,
But
so
I should be pretty for you.
Well, let's stick to the facts. I could care less how you look.
Okay, Judge. Let's get to the facts.
Please do.
And
quickly, without all the extra.
Not extra at all. The fact is, Judge, I had these children for 10 years before I put them on your doorstep. He was barely doing anything. That's why I petitioned the court, Judge.
Okay, well, here's the deal. You petitioned.
Yeah.
He showed up. You didn't. I dismissed
I had
it.
an opportunity, Judge. Had to take it.
Okay. And could you do me a favor? Could you, if you're going, I don't allow gum chewing, but if you don't have anywhere to put it, I would suggest you at least.
I'm good at that. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you see.
What?
Mr. Clough?
This moment becomes a turning point in the hearing. The mother argues that she raised the children for years before the father stepped in, which could have complicated the situation legally. However, the judge quickly points out a major issue. She previously filed a case but failed to show up to court. In legal terms, that damages credibility because the court expects both parties to follow through with the process. The judge makes it clear that this courtroom isn't about attitude, appearance, or personal drama. It's about facts, responsibility, and the well-being of the children. And now the judge is about to dig into something even more important, the mother's income.
Handle that. You need some tissue?
No. No, thank you.
Okay. Ms. Daniels, that's what you have in the bank. How much money are you making annually?
Well, it kind of just depends on the year and how many promotions I get, how many companies want to invest in me. So anywhere between.
When are you going to answer my question?
Judge, it's a difficult question for me because, you know, sometimes I can have a promotion that's $500 or I can have a promotion that's $50,000 plus. So,
Ms. Daniels, you know I don't have a lot of time, right? I have other cases I need to get here.
I do understand that.
Right, so you obviously came here to waste my time.
I didn't.
You did, because I asked you a very simple question. On average,
I have a simple answer.
On average,
How
much do you make in a year?
Judge, I'd like to say about, maybe about 30 to 100K.
Okay, 30 to 100,000?
Yeah.
So we just gonna take the high end so we can keep this moving because you came here to waste my time and I do not have time to play with you.
Oh my gosh, Judge.
And is this from an employer or are you self-employed?
I
what do we
am
do?
self-employed.
All right.
I do influence.
What do you influence?
I influence the world.
You clearly aren't influencing, you said the world?
The world.
Well, that doesn't include these 5 children because you don't even go and see them, right?
It's just been the last couple months.
Well,
okay?
no, excuse me.
Yes, Judge.
The conversation shifts to finances, and this is where things start getting uncomfortable. When the judge asks a very simple question, how much money she makes each year, the answer becomes surprisingly vague. Instead of giving a clear number, she provides a huge range between $30,000 and $100,000. In court, that kind of uncertainty can backfire quickly. Judges rely on accurate financial information to calculate child support, and if someone can't provide it clearly, the court may use the higher estimate to ensure the children are properly supported. At this point, the judge is clearly losing patience, and you can feel that a serious financial ruling is coming.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, let me hurry up and get you out of here with these numbers. You are about to pay child support. You have 5 children total, or do you have other children outside of these 5 that are under the age of 18?
No, I don't.
Okay,
They're grown.
so just the 5 children, right?
Just
All right, so 5 children, that is going to be at the 40%. And you said health insurance was about $350, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So your child support, you're looking at monthly. So with your testimony being on the high end of $100,000, that's what I just based your child support off of. So, I mean, well, I was going to make it higher than that and do it like the $350,000. Then that would make you cap out. But
I think you should do that.
what you accept her testimony is true, but I don't really think that it's going to help her too much because her child support is still going to be pretty hefty. So I have your gross at $8,333.33. That brings your net to $6,512.07. So $6,512 times the 40%. That brings your child support amount to $2,600.
This is the moment where the judge finally runs the numbers. Based on the testimony, she uses the higher estimate of $100,000 per year as the mother's income. With 5 children involved, the support percentage increases significantly. After calculating the monthly income and factoring in the health insurance costs that the father is already paying, the judge arrives at a final amount of about $2,954 per month in child support. That's a substantial obligation, but family courts focus first on the needs of the children. If one parent has been carrying the entire responsibility alone, the law often steps in to rebalance that burden.
And $4.
Is that a week, Your Honor?
How often are you paid? Are you paid by the day? You paid by the month? How are you paid?
Judge, it just depends. I would.
She
say,
just
though,
answered my question. That's a monthly amount.
I mean, that's
How
great,
she's
monthly.
paid, it'll just break down, but the amount is $2,604 plus.
I can give you that.
Plus
You need it.
$350 reimbursement for the children, so that brings your monthly rate to $2,954.
Can the kids stay with him now?
The kids will continue to live with him because that's who they live with, and obviously
They can stay.
you care more about a BBL than them.
That's
Right.
not true.
And we don't know when she's gonna run off again with the next guy.
No, next guy. I'm good.
It'll be a caprice this time.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. So we're good with the numbers then. Is there anything
great.
further? All right, is there anything further that you want me to know that's related to this?
Judge, briefly about visitation. How does that work?
The kids are gonna stay with him, and you guys are gonna work that a
We don't get
different.
along very well, as you can see.
Well, obviously, but I mean, they need to stay with him and probably see you on weekends if you're so busy.
That's my busiest time, Judge. I can't do weekends. Maybe Monday to Tuesday.
Well, they go to school.
May work.
Are you gonna get them to school?
No.
I can't.
You can't get them to school.
She don't have a car.
You don't have a car?
She make all that
please.
money,
Oh, you a lie.
but ain't got no car.
You better go see the rose outside.
What kind of roses? I love roses. What color?
I just said rose, like rose gold.
By the end of the hearing, the judge makes her message crystal clear. Raising 5 children is a shared responsibility, not something one parent should carry alone. The father had been caring for the kids for months, covering insurance and daily expenses, and the court stepped in to ensure financial accountability. The final ruling, nearly $3,000 a month in child support, was designed to support the children moving forward. But this case also leaves a bigger question for viewers watching at home. Did the judge strike the right balance between fairness and responsibility? Or do you think the outcome should have been different? Let us know your thoughts below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful courtroom moments like this.
Miss Miller? Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Mrs.
Mrs. Miller, you brought this case before the court. What is going on?
This is my
Future
son's
daughter-in-law.
baby mama.
Future daughter-in-law.
And Tracy. So Tracy leaves the kids with me and didn't come back to check on the kids, haven't done anything. She just dropped them off and took off and expects me to take care of the children with no money. She doesn't drop food off. She didn't leave any clothes. She didn't do anything. Tracy says she works all the time. That's what she tells me.
Okay.
That's where she is. So she hasn't done anything with the kids.
Okay.
And they're small kids. They're 3 and 4. I'm trying to deal with a 3 and 4-year-old while she runs around and does whatever Tracy decides she wants to do.
Okay. Is her name Tracy?
All right, guys, brace yourselves for this one because what looks like a basic child support case turns into a full family breakdown right in front of the judge. And grandmother says she's been stuck caring for 2 small children while the mother runs off and contributes almost nothing. But the mother tells a completely different story, claiming this was a temporary family arrangement while the children's father was deployed overseas. Now the judge has to figure out whether this is really a legal child support issue or just a bitter family conflict dressed up as one. And once the court starts digging into the facts, one key piece of evidence changes everything.
I mean, she did drop the kids off to you, so she must trust you, right?
I don't say anything bad about her.
Wait a
to
minute,
the
wait a
children.
minute. She did trust you enough to drop the children off to you, right?
Or yes, or she had no one else. Well, but
Okay, but even still, with having no one else, she could have put the kids with somebody that she really didn't know.
not
But
my
she-
grandchildren. She
That's
wasn't.
my point. She trusted you enough to bring them to you.
Good point. Good point. Point
Okay.
taken. Point
Now,
taken.
isn't it fair to
It's probably my
say
son's idea.
part of your son's idea to do what?
Drop the children off to me. She probably didn't think about it.
Okay, is that a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing. I'm just saying she probably didn't contribute to that. It was probably his. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not
She
following
probably
what's
would have
the
just
issue.
left him with anybody.
Your Honor, I'm
He
gonna
probably-
object. I object, Your
What
Honor.
you objected for?
Okay,
You ain't
okay,
no attorney. How you objected?
Wait, she has the right to object. Both of you can object.
Oh,
you
I didn't know
represent
that.
yourself.
Okay, that's good to
Yeah.
know. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm listening.
Now, what
so
is
I
your
can
objection?
object.
That's not true.
Okay, what is your legal objection?
That it's not true.
All right, so that's not a legal objection.
Not an attorney.
So it doesn't matter. She watches court on Zoom, so she is learning how to represent herself.
Right, right.
Let's not knock anyone
That's
for trying
true.
to represent themselves.
That's true.
not a legal objection, unfortunately. So I'm going to allow her to keep speaking, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, Mrs. Miller, is there anything else you want me to know? Well, before I go there, did you all communicate at all about why the children were being dropped off to you?
My son is in the military.
Okay.
So Tracy, should be taking care of the children.
Okay.
But she got this new career that she has to worry about. So
that's a good thing, right?
If it'll keep you away from your children, no.
Okay.
No.
And you said 6 months they've been with you.
Mm-hmm. 6 months.
Was there a discussion about it being a temporary thing, or was it just permanent?
Temporary.
Oh, you told me it was going to be temporary?
I told your son it was going to be temporary.
You didn't tell me it was going to be temporary when you dropped him off.
At this point, the judge starts seeing that the real problem may not be neglect or abandonment. It may be miscommunication. Mrs. Miller is clearly upset, but much of what she knows seems to come from her son rather than direct conversations with Tracy. That matters because in court, assumptions and secondhand claims are weak compared to actual agreements and direct proof. The judge is already picking up on the emotional tension here, but she's also separating emotion from law. And that's important because just feeling used does not automatically create a legal right to child support.
6 months ago.
Yes, so the court knows I'm a influencer, and I hate saying that because I'm still growing right now. I'm in the growing stage. And so I do like travel blogs and things like that, which require me to travel.
Object, question, which one can I do the question, what she said? What's an influencer? What is
your legal objection?
The legal objection is that she's lying?
That's not a legal objection. And there will be
falsifying information. Falsifying information. What's an influencer? What says she does?
Okay,
that's false.
All right, that's not a legal objection either. So I'm going to allow her to finish because then maybe you can hear what an influencer is.
Okay.
All right.
That works.
All right. Continue.
So I don't get paid a lot. Mostly they just kind of cop the expenses and stuff while I'm growing my channel. Before he deployed about 7 months ago. And he did not want me to give up my growing career. I'm starting to get a lot of traction on social media. And so he told me that he talked to him and agreed that she would take care of the kids while I have to travel. And I don't travel for like a month at a time. I'm gone maybe 5 days to 7 days, and I'm back 2 or 3, and I get my kids. And then if I have to travel again, I leave them with her. You know, I don't have my mom. And so when I got in this relationship, I wanted to have a good relationship with her, and I don't know why she's so, like, I have beautiful children with her son, and I'm a good person. And so if she doesn't want to take care of them or help me anymore, I can give up being a influencer.
And get a real job.
Kids.
And excuse me.
This is where the case takes a major turn. Tracy openly admits that she left the children with the grandmother while traveling for work, but she says it was never permanent and never meant as abandonment. According to her, the children's father, who was deployed overseas, helped arrange this plan with his mother before leaving. Legally, that changes the picture a lot. A temporary caregiving arrangement between family members is very different from one parent simply dumping children on someone else with no intention of returning. Now the judge has to determine whether this was a voluntary family agreement or an unfair burden that later turned into resentment.
Well, I was going to have the kids.
So you agreed, and I believe there is...
But 6 months?
Do y'all have anything you want me to look at? Because I see that you have documents over here. I see that you have... Looks like you just have notes.
No, I just have my notes, Your Honor.
I have the email that my husband, my almost husband, sent to his mom.
Could you stop saying that? And you have his email address, don't you? Don't you check his email? So you probably sent that email.
But how do you know?
Thank you.
Because that's the kind of person she is.
Come on, Mrs. Miller.
The email states like, if she could watch them while I travel, and you haven't heard her deny, I get them when I come back. It's never for longer than 5, maybe 7 days at a time. And if she wants to
How much money have you given toward this? See how she talks? See, there's the real her. There's the real her coming out right now. Go ahead. Don't start that crying. Just keep going like that.
Hold on. 1 second. You keep interrupting her. That's
because she be lying.
She did it to you too. So I can't just say that you're 100% at fault. You both are doing it. I don't see how y'all are going to be able to work together with these children if you can't even get a word in. Now, in this email,
see, she interrupted
it is very clear what the intentions were. It is very clear that this was a temporary situation and you agree to help them.
That email. I agreed. I agreed to keep my grandchildren because I didn't want anybody else to
That's
have
what
them.
the email says.
I agreed. I did agree.
Okay, so
I'll take that.
Mrs. Miller, I don't like to tell people what their intentions are, but it does not seem like you did anything here today.
Here comes the moment that really hurts Mrs. Miller's case, the email evidence. Once the judge reviews that message, it becomes much harder to argue that this situation was forced on her without her consent. The email makes it sound like she knew this arrangement was temporary and agreed to help while the father was away and the couple worked through their situation. In legal terms, that is huge. Courts look closely at whether someone willingly accepted responsibility and whether any clear promise of payment was ever made. If no financial terms were agreed on from the start, then filing for child support later becomes much harder to justify.
Other than to come and waste my time. Because you should not have filed a child support situation on her. You should not. It's
She's
very
the mother.
clear. Hold on. It is very clear that this arrangement was for you to help not only her, but to help your son as well. And then if it's true what she also said, that she hasn't been able to communicate with her husband, he doesn't even know that you did this. I'm sorry, your son, her fiance, he doesn't even know that you did this. You think he's gonna be impressed to know that his mother did that to his fiance?
He'll understand. He'll understand.
No, that's not funny. This is not a joking matter. This is serious. Things like this is what makes it hard for families. Child support is hard enough on anybody. But to file because you don't like the other person, that's just mean.
Well, also she has money. She's not paying. She doesn't give anything. She running around
What
talking
was
about
the agreement
doing
with
the
that?
job.
What is it? Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Miss Smith, what was the agreement, if any, for financial support of these children while your husband was on deployment and you were traveling for work?
My fiance continues to pay some of the bills, like her phone bill, and I think he pays the internet and gives her money when he's there. But
Always done that.
I also drop off groceries for the days when she does watch them. But I want to let the court know, if she wants to completely destroy her relationship with her son and with my children,
What happens with me and my
and with my
son?
children, I will pick them up and they will not be going back to her house. I
Threat.
can't.
Well, I
That
don't
was a
want you
threat.
to do
Object to a
that.
threat. Can I object to a threat?
Well, she didn't actually threaten you with
She said
anything.
she gonna take the kids and not let me see them
And that's
anymore.
not a legal objection.
Oh, well,
and
it's a
I mean,
threat.
you know,
The judge shifts from the legal issue to the emotional truth underneath it. She makes it clear that child support court is not the place to punish someone because the relationship has turned sour. From her perspective, this case seems driven less by a lack of support and more by bitterness between a future mother-in-law and daughter-in-law who do not trust each other. And the saddest part is that the father, the one person connecting both sides, may not even know this case was filed. That makes the whole thing feel even more avoidable. Instead of acting like a family under pressure, both sides are turning the conflict into a courtroom battle.
you knew what the situation was and you agreed to help them. And you're getting financial support from it. It's just not what you're looking for, but that was the agreement, to continue paying the bills and everything like that.
You ain't gonna have that already there. You probably not coming.
No, hold on. Yes, you are. Because y'all are gonna do what? Y'all gonna go have a conversation.
Did you hear her? We're gonna have a conversation.
Yes, y'all are gonna have a conversation.
You're gonna have to play
and y'all are
nice,
gonna
not
work
just in
this
front
out.
of the judge.
And you are too. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, is there?
No, Your Honor. Can we order counseling? Is that an option?
Girl, please.
Well, I can't necessarily order counseling because, you know,
Because
this.
I can't talk to her. Look how she
Well,
reacts.
here's the
Girl,
deal. Here's the
please.
deal. I cannot order that. That is not what we do in child support court, but I would highly recommend and encourage it. And it can be done. And I have faith in the both.
In the end, the judge dismisses the case. Her reasoning is simple. The grandmother agreed to help. The arrangement was temporary, and there was no clear legal basis to demand child support after the fact. But this case was about more than just money. It was about trust, respect, and broken communication inside a family already under strain. The judge's final message is that this situation needed honest conversation, not legal retaliation. And that leaves the real question for viewers. Was the grandmother genuinely overwhelmed and deserving of more help? Or did she cross the line by taking a family agreement into court? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoy real courtroom breakdowns like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.
Okay, Miss McKinney,
Yes, Your Honor.
we're back.
Yes.
I hope we are in better spirits.
I am.
Okay, good. And we're not going to allow each other to press each, right?
Correct.
We'll
Okay,
see what she
ready.
does.
Okay, so we took the DNA testing, had all that done. Did you all have any problems with it?
This courtroom session begins with what seems like a routine paternity dispute, but the tension between these two parents is obvious from the start. After 9 years of uncertainty, the court ordered a DNA test to determine whether this man is truly the father of Miss McKinney's child. What should have been a simple confirmation of the truth quickly turns into a heated exchange filled with accusations, suspicion, and emotional frustration. As both sides prepare to hear the results, you can already feel that this moment may completely change the direction of the case.
No, none at all.
Okay, okay. Have the two of you had an opportunity to speak at all?
We've
No
spoken.
way. No.
Lies.
All right. Okay. We spoke for 30 seconds. That doesn't count. I didn't want to talk to you. You came up to me. I tried to end the conversation as quick as possible.
You're on to speak?
Yes, ma'am.
That is not true. He called me and he asked me, he said, look, I don't know which way this paternity test is gonna go, but if you'll just let me put it on you one more time, we can smooth all of this out, blah, 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 all of that crap.
Oh, so that's a lot in 30 seconds.
Really?
No. It was not. No, it's not what I said. But
When he lies, he puts his hand up like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a lie post.
And you
Exhausting,
found
Your
all that
Honor.
out in 72 hours?
I did.
Interesting. Okay. So
you see how aggressive she is about this. This
I'm
is
just excited.
She doesn't need help for her daughter.
Just
this is
come on
about
with the
revenge.
results,
This is
please.
clearly about getting back at me and punishing me.
Very quickly, the conversation shifts away from the DNA test itself and toward the personal history between these two. The defendant suggests that this entire case is motivated by revenge, pointing out that the paternity claim surfaced years later, right when he has moved on with his life and started a new family. Meanwhile, Miss McKinney insists that this case is simply about responsibility and doing the right thing for her child. Acid avas. In family court, these kinds of emotional accusations are common, but legally speaking, none of these claims will matter unless the DNA evidence confirms paternity.
Got your cashier's check? Because I don't want a
That's
personal
not
check.
nice.
Well, I'm just saying.
you can't say that to him yet, though.
Okay.
We
All
don't
right.
know if he's even going to be the father to pay child support.
I know.
But if you are indeed the father, I wouldn't recommend you make a payment today because the order would just be being signed today.
Is there an appeal process even if I am the father?
What would you be appealing exactly?
I don't think that based on the way she's been treating me and based on her selective choice of when to issue up in order to, harm my relationship with my family, I consider that a form of harassment. And I feel like I should be able to file maybe a restraining order, and that would prevent me from, if I had a restraining order against her, that would prevent me obviously from having to pay for her child support, wouldn't it?
What is that, a restraint?
At this moment, the defendant tries to introduce a legal argument that doesn't quite work the way he thinks it does. He suggests that if he filed a restraining order against Miss McKinney, it might prevent him from having to pay child support. The judge quickly corrects that idea. In family law, child support is about the rights of the child, not the relationship between the parents. Even if the adults are in conflict, that does not remove a parent's legal obligation if paternity is established. The judge makes it clear that legal responsibility cannot be avoided through unrelated legal claims.
No, that's not how any of that works. That was really creative though, but that's not how any of that works. So let me go ahead and tell you what the results say.
All right.
Get it over with.
All
Give me a drum
right.
roll.
All right. It looks like baby McKinney, because we can't say a child's name.
Right.
There is no probability he can be the father.
What did they say? What?
You hear that?
What'd you say, Your Honor?
You
Remember?
laughed at that.
Remember
No,
when you
I didn't hear.
Oh, let me say it a
I'm
little
the
louder.
only white person she's been with. Remember?
There is
Remember that?
no probability that he is the father.
Okay, so first of all, no disrespect to you, but the letter looks a little sketchy.
Okay.
It wasn't in a
It's got
legal
writing on
size
it.
envelope.
That's why it's sketchy.
So, and I don't trust him because his uncle is an attorney, okay? And his
Okay.
uncle can do
What does
all
that have to
types
do with
of
anything?
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I don't even trust that.
Wait a minute, I believe at the beginning, I asked you all how the test went.
This is the moment the entire courtroom has been waiting for, the DNA results, and the outcome is dramatic. According to the test results, there is absolutely no probability that this man is the child's father. In modern courts, DNA testing is considered extremely reliable and is often the strongest form of evidence in paternity cases. But instead of ending the conflict, the announcement sparks even more tension as Miss McKinney immediately questions whether the results can be trusted.
Is the father 72 hours? He
He
has a
is
tattoo
not
on his
the
private
father.
parts. He was
He
the
is
only one
not
there. I
the
know
father. He is not the father.
Show
How
me a
many
tattoo.
times do I have to say that? No, I don't want to see a tattoo. All I want to see was these numbers to see what the probability was going to look like of him being the father. He is not the father. Now,
That was way too much, by the way.
You have a tattoo.
excuse me, you know what? I don't even see why you all need to be having a conversation right now.
I agree.
Can we
you
do a
are not the
retest?
father, which means that you will not be placed on any type of child support or anything today. Now, you, Miss McKinney, you do have the right to petition someone else who you may think is the father.
There is no one else, Your Honor. It was him. He has a tattoo on his private part.
Despite the scientific evidence presented in court, Miss McKinney refuses to accept the result and continues insisting that the defendant must be the father. She points to her personal experience and memories as proof, but the court operates on verifiable evidence rather than personal belief. This moment highlights one of the most difficult realities in legal disputes. Sometimes the truth revealed by evidence does not match what someone emotionally believes to be true. As the argument grows louder, the judge attempts to bring the courtroom back to order and focus on the facts.
I didn't see you or know where you were. I don't know what you were doing. You know what? Maybe I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you don't even remember this other guy. It's possible with the rate you were going in those days. So I'm willing to grant you that you may not have been lying.
Man.
You may
Okay.
not have been lying about thinking that I was the only white guy you were with.
Well, just answer my question. Do you have a private part?
I have a birthmark that kind of looks like a bird. Maybe
No,
that's
it
what you
says
thought.
Mississippi long. Do you have that tattoo?
Okay,
No.
well, you know what? This is what we're
Never
about to
been to
do.
Mississippi.
This is what we're about to do. At this rate, we're not getting anywhere. I've already said what the results were, which means I'm dismissing this case. You are more than welcome to bring another case. And his account is true that you don't remember, you can bring another case after that. But the court is here to assist you. So if there are no more questions and nothing further, which it shouldn't be, you all are dismissed.
Hell no, it shouldn't be.
Whatever.
In the end, the judge reaches the only decision supported by the evidence. Because the DNA test clearly shows that the defendant is not the father, the case is dismissed and no child support order will be issued. However, the judge also reminds Miss McKinney that she still has the legal option to pursue another paternity case if she believes someone else may be the father. This case serves as a powerful reminder that in court, scientific evidence often becomes the final word, even when emotions run high and the truth is difficult to accept.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Allen, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, basically, my sister came her kids off 9 months ago and hasn't come back for them.
How old are the kids?
4 and 7.
All right, everyone, brace yourselves because this courtroom case begins with a situation that instantly raises serious questions. A woman comes to court explaining that her sister dropped off 2 young children, a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, supposedly just for the summer. But that summer visit quietly turned into 9 months of full-time parenting. Now the aunt, who stepped in out of love and family loyalty, is left raising the kids with little support from their own mother. As the judge begins asking questions, the real reason behind this situation slowly comes out, and what the mother admits next leaves the courtroom completely stunned. The big question now becomes, when a parent walks away from responsibility, what does the law do to protect the children?
All right. What do you mean she dropped them off and hasn't come back?
Well,
I mean, tell me the story. Like, what
so
happened?
for one summer, she just, called and said, hey, I need to, would you like your niece and nephew for the summer? And I said, sure, So I took care of them because I know she works hard and she, is, attending school at night. And I don't have any kids, so I, volunteered to help out. But she hasn't come back for them, nor does she give any financial support. So.
Okay. And you want your sister to pay child support to you for her 4-year-old and her 7-year-old?
Yes.
Okay.
At this point, you can hear that the aunt isn't here out of anger or revenge. She actually speaks kindly about her sister and even explains that she volunteered to help because she knew her sister worked hard and went to school at night. But what started as a temporary favor has now turned into nearly a year of raising 2 children full-time. That's a huge responsibility, emotionally, physically, and financially. Court now has to step in because when someone else becomes the primary caregiver for children, the law expects the biological parent to provide financial support. The aunt clearly loves the kids, but love alone doesn't pay for food, clothes, school supplies, and daily care.
I need her help also. So
All right.
that's it. You know, I'm not trying to be ugly or malicious to my sister. I want her to do well. I just need help.
Understand. Okay. Ma'am, what is the reason that you dropped your children off with your sister and haven't been back to get them?
Decided that I don't want to have kids.
Excuse me?
I don't want to have kids.
Yeah, well, you already had them, so they're yours. Your sister is raising them. Don't you think you should want to get them back? Or you don't want kids at all? You don't want the responsibility, anything?
No, I just don't want to have kids anymore.
Okay, interesting. Now, what about the financial part of it?
This is the moment where the entire tone of the courtroom shifts. When the judge asks the mother why she hasn't taken her children back, her response is shockingly simple. She says she just doesn't want to have kids anymore. The judge is visibly surprised, and honestly, most people listening probably feel the same way. In family law, being a parent isn't something you can simply opt out of when life becomes inconvenient. The children didn't choose this situation, and they still need care and stability. This statement from the mother instantly raises a deeper legal question. Even if someone decides they no longer want the responsibility of parenting, can they really walk away from it?
So let's talk about that. Did you just wake up one day and say, I don't want to have kids anymore, and I'm going to send them, make it seem as though I want my sister to keep them for the summer, when really I'm just going to drop them off and never pick them back up? Like, how did you get to that point?
It just kind of happened, and it
kind of just happened? Are you dating someone?
no.
Were you dating someone? Did they have kids?
No.
They didn't want your kids around?
I mean, not necessarily, I just,
So was that what started this? You not wanting your kids because the person you were in a relationship with really didn't want your kids around?
well, no. It's just, I just want to focus on my school. I work, and so that's like my whole day. And
You have to understand why this is hard for me to process, right? You know, because myself, I'm a parent, and I'll do whatever for my kids. That includes career, whatever. So to be sitting across from you and you're very adamant about that, it's really shocking for me. So you'll have to excuse me if I seem a little taken back.
Now the judge begins digging deeper into what might have caused this decision. Judges often try to understand the full story because sometimes the truth is more complicated than what's first said in court. Here, the judge wonders if a past relationship influenced the mother's choice to distance herself from her children. Was there pressure from someone she was dating? Was she trying to reshape her life around career and school? The judge clearly struggles to understand the reasoning, especially as a parent herself. What makes this moment powerful is that the judge isn't just applying the law, she's also expressing the emotional disbelief many parents would feel hearing this explanation.
It's just easier for her, for me to have them, basically.
And this is what you're okay with doing?
yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. You said you made $40,000 a year. Health insurance, how much was that?
$80.
$80. Okay. And that $80, that's for both of the children?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to have you do. We're going to have you continue to pay the health insurance. At least make sure the kids stay insured, okay? And you have to keep working because you're going to pay your sister child support. You understand that, right?
But I don't make enough.
Did you think you were going to come in here, not take care of them, and not pay child support?
I just think
I need to hear this.
they're doing okay, and she can do it.
Right, but she needs financial support. Your sister doesn't have any children. You dumped 2 kids on her. And the fact that you think that is okay is unacceptable. You dropped 2 kids on her and you don't even want to pay for them. But what did you think we were doing here today? You think I'm sitting up here so you can waste my time?
No.
Okay, so you'd agree with me you should be paying your sister something, right?
Now the case shifts from emotional discussion to legal reality. The judge begins calculating child support based on the mother's income. Family courts use specific formulas to determine how much a parent should contribute financially to their children's care. In this case, the mother earns around $40,000 per year, and after accounting for health insurance, the court calculates what percentage should go toward supporting the two kids. This is an important moment because the judge makes something very clear. Just because someone else is raising your children doesn't mean your responsibility disappears. If anything, it means you still have an obligation to help support them.
Okay. Now, if you don't understand, I need you to tell me you don't understand, okay? So we're clear, you understand.
Yes.
Okay. So you said you made $40,000 a year, giving you credit for health insurance that bring your gross to $3,253. Your net, $2,798. That's 25% for two children. That brings your child support to about $699.50. We're going to round it up to $700. That's what you will pay your sister monthly.
I just don't think I can afford it. I have to pay for school, and that's really what my priority is right now.
Well, your sister's priority is to take care of your children. Not her children, your children. So as long as she's in the position that you put her in, you're going to have to make it work. You graduate next year, you can find a job. A better paying job than what you have now, right? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, so then there's no confusion. Do you have any other questions?
By the end of the hearing, the judge delivers a firm decision. The mother will continue paying for the children's health insurance and must also pay $700 a month in child support to her sister, who is raising the kids. The message from the court is clear. Parental responsibility doesn't disappear simply because someone decides they want a different life path. The aunt stepped up when the children needed stability, but the law ensures that the mother still shares the financial responsibility. Now we want to hear your thoughts. Do you think the judge made the right decision in this case, or should the situation have been handled differently? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real courtroom stories.
Be seated. Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, everyone, get ready because this courtroom case begins with a simple request but quickly turns into something much more complicated. A mother comes to court asking for 3 years of unpaid child support for her 3-year-old child. On the surface, it sounds straightforward, but the alleged father immediately raises a serious question that changes the entire direction of the case. He's not convinced the child is actually his. What starts as a basic child support claim quickly exposes secrets about relationships, workplace connections, and even a hidden marriage. Now the court must figure out the truth before any financial responsibility can be enforced. The real question is this a father avoiding responsibility or a man asking for proof before committing to years of support?
All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligation. Under the circumstances, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that she and I had that time together. And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me.
At this moment, the case begins to shift legally. The mother explains she hasn't received a single dollar of child support in 3 years. However, the alleged father responds by raising a legal issue that courts take very seriously: paternity. Under family law, a judge cannot force someone to pay child support unless parentage is officially established. This usually happens in one of two ways. Either the father signs an acknowledgement of paternity at the hospital, or a DNA test confirms he is the biological father. Without that proof, the court cannot impose child support. So while the mother believes the responsibility is obvious, the father is insisting on something the law actually supports: scientific confirmation.
And the reason that I haven't provided
Well, those are rumors.
I understand
First of
that.
all.
I understand that.
Second
But
of
you
all-
haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You know, you're right about that. And honest
So
truth is
you are
that,
admitting that you're married?
yes.
Okay.
And I've told her.
Become even more dramatic when a major detail comes out during the discussion. The alleged father admits that he was married at the time of the relationship. Suddenly, the case becomes more than just a dispute over child support. It reveals an affair and a complicated personal history between the two. From the mother's perspective, the situation is simple. The relationship happened, a child was born, and she believes he should take responsibility. But from the father's side, the situation looks different. If he is going to accept a financial obligation that could last nearly 2 decades, he wants absolute certainty that the child is biologically his.
I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't
told
tell
your
me you
wife
were
that?
married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
So, you know, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
When the situation seems tense enough, another surprising detail emerges. They actually work together. The mother reveals that she is a receptionist at the same workplace where the alleged father is her manager. That revelation adds an entirely new layer of drama and complexity to the situation. However, the judge quickly brings the focus back to the legal issue at hand. While the personal history between the two may explain how this situation developed, the court's job is not to judge their past decisions. The only thing that matters in this moment is determining whether the man in question is legally the child's father.
That's how we met.
You're her direct manager. Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get it. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you are more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right, he's
but
definitely
if he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA testing, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Well, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay. Is there anything further?
At this stage, the judge makes the most important legal move in the case by ordering a DNA test. Instead of rushing to impose child support based on accusations or assumptions, the court requires scientific proof first. This protects everyone involved. It protects the alleged father from being held responsible for a child that may not be his. It protects the mother by ensuring the correct father is identified. And most importantly, it protects the child's legal right to have their parentage properly established. The judge even explains that if this man turns out not to be the father, the mother can bring other potential fathers to court for testing.
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier and free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky,
You're welcome.
if I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
The judge does not immediately order child support because the key issue, paternity, has not yet been proven. Instead, the court orders DNA testing to determine whether the alleged father is actually the child's biological parent. Only after that result comes back can the court decide whether he must pay support, including possible back payments for the past 3 years. This case is a powerful reminder that family courts rely on verified facts, not assumptions or emotions, when making decisions that could impact people's lives for years to come. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think the father is genuinely seeking the truth or trying to delay responsibility? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real courtroom stories.